In this video, I wanted to talk about progressive damage to my favorite type of brush. So this is the brush that I use almost for every painting. I have a bunch of different varieties of them. It's made by Utrecht, and it's a Manglon synthetic long handle brush. And I've bought a bunch of these. This is the bright brush configuration. I also use flat and round brushes really extensively. I love them. And I wanted to talk about this and show you because I know when I bought most of them. And so I can kind of show you how the bristles get damaged and sort of the wear and tear to these. So the first one that I bought was this one, which was 2 years ago, November 2023. And you can see, let's see, how close can I get this before it gets? So you can see the bristles here. It's really spread out. When it first started, they were very much together. This is the newest brush that I have. It's already starting to spread. This one was from about a year ago. I probably need to buy some new ones and throw out the old ones, but since I haven't thrown any out, I figured I could talk about this a little bit. So again, 2 years old. I know this is the first one that I bought because it's the only size 8 that I bought. But this one is getting very hard to paint with at this point. I try to use a large brush for as long as I can in my paintings, but it's really hard to get any precision with this one when the bristles are so spread out. So 2 years old. I will give it credit though, despite the bristles spreading like this, it has held up. Bristles have not fallen out, and I push really, really hard on my painting surface. I'm really rough with these, so definitely credit to Utrecht for making a strong brush that can survive a really rough artist use. So then this is the next set that I bought, and I knew that I liked these enough that I bought 2 of them. These are size 6s, so I dropped down in size just a little bit. They're, again, about 2 years old. These are December 2023. This one has held up a little better. You can see there's still a spread, you know, slightly newer than the other one that I just showed. This one, though, I don't know what I did to it, but let's see, there we go. It really frayed quite a bit. So it spread too, but this one, like, is really, there's no, it almost looks like hair. They're synthetic brushes, but it's just really puffed out. I can't use this one for much, so I'm pretty sure this one's going in the garbage. It's just not great for people, for painting people. I can't get much going with it. So this set, these 2-year-old brushes here, they're probably going in the garbage pretty soon, and I'll get some replacements. Then the next set, so I think I got, now these I'm not completely clear about. I believe these go together, and I think these were a Christmas gift. And I believe they came about maybe a year and some change, something like that. They were either a Christmas or a birthday gift, so I'm unsure exactly when these were. I think they were about a year and a half to a year-ish ago. They've held up pretty well. They are kind of spreading out like the other two, but I can still use them. This one is maybe a little worse, but this one is usable. I can kind of, you know, they kind of come together there. I can still use some, there's still some precision, but it's certainly approaching. And, you know, these brushes are also, they're probably kind of gross looking because, like, you can see the built up paint here. I don't know how I do this, to be honest with you. It might just be from, like, soaking them in, you know, when I'm not using them, sometimes I just soak them rather than clean them, which, again, I'm really rough with these. But they do build up a lot of gunk on them. So these 3 are the most recent. They're about a year old, I think January, like December 2024, January 2025, something like that. So a year to slightly less than a year old on these guys here. And they're the ones that I have that are in the best shape of this brush shape, the bright shape for the bristles. They're in decent shape. I use these by far the most often right now. In fact, usually when I paint, what I'll do is I'll take these three, and one will be for lighter colors, darker colors, middle tone or value, and then I'll use some of these slightly older ones, either for background stuff, like if I have greenery, I'll do green mixes with one of them, or maybe water, I'll do some various blue mixes. And that way I can keep those with those unique colors and kind of stick with some neutrals with these. And then again, I don't really use these, so I wanted to make this video before I throw them out for any evidence of my original brushes are gone. So those are old. So anyways, you can kind of see the progression. You can see how these age, how long they last. This is not really a review, but I guess it kind of is turning into one. I love these brushes, these Utrecht Manglon synthetics. They last a long time, and like I said, I'm really rough with these. If you've seen any of my painting videos, you might be able to tell how hard I push, and just I treat them pretty bad. I even made a video once about how I don't take care of my brushes very well, which, yeah, so I have to admit it, I really don't. But I think it's time for some new ones. So I'll be buying the same type, same brand. I found that these are pretty nice to use. So that's all I have for this video. If anyone has any questions about these brushes, glad to answer in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you for the next video.